Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I get started with today's video, I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone that has watched this channel and has supported this channel. Guys, we have just reached 20,000 subscribers. I could not be more happy. Thank you guys for all your continued support. Thank you for all the subscribers that have subscribed, everyone that watches my channel, and the amazing companies that I've been able to work with along this journey. This has been a huge accomplishment. I never thought this was going to be possible, but here we are. We're at 20,000 subscribers and we're not slowing down. I can't wait to see what's in store next for this car and just carrying out making videos for you guys. I absolutely love making videos on my BMW e46. It is the star of this channel. Everyone loves this car, so that will not be going anywhere. As you did see, Matt did buy an E93 that you will be seeing on the channel as well. So look forward to that content. Look forward to also working with some other amazing companies that have actually helped grow this channel and provided so much content for you guys. As always, guys, please check out my Amazon affiliate links that are down in the description. Also, guys, check out my Instagram, which will also be linked down in the description. Both these help me out a lot, so if you guys use my Amazon affiliate links, that helps bring a small kickback to the channel. And Instagram account, I'm trying to grow that out to have some more exclusive content for you guys to see behind the scenes stuff like that. So getting on with today's video. Today's video is about everything that is wrong with my BMW e46, and I thought that was a very fitting video for just reaching 20,000 subscribers, and there's a lot that is wrong with my e46, unfortunately, and hopefully a lot of this will be fixed in the near future, but some of the stuff is more of a long-term project for this car. Moving on to the first thing that is wrong with my e46. Unfortunately, when I got this car, the car did have an exhaust leak, and it was fixed, but I didn't realize how the shop fixed it. I had a exhaust leak right where the actual headers connect to the exhaust, and the flanges were just completely rusted and corroded due to being in New England. So instead of cutting flanges and putting new flanges on, the shop actually just put a bigger piece of pipe and welded it in between them. So right now I can't take my exhaust off if I wanted to, and there are some things that I need to take my exhaust off for and eventually get a new exhaust, but unfortunately one side of the headers have a pipe going over it welded in, and the other side, the flanges are so bad that you couldn't even take them off, so I will have to have new flanges put on, or I need to think of some sort of solution, maybe V-band, something like that, to be able to disassemble this exhaust. Moving on to the next thing that is wrong with my car, I do have a check engine light for an evap leak, and I think it's my gas canister somewhere that leads to the gas canister. There's like a little rubber line, and I think that line, when I brought it to the shop, they were saying that line was deteriorated, so I do need to replace that, and that should hopefully get rid of my evap code. It's kind of intermittent, it doesn't really stay on that long, and if I clear the code, it goes away for a couple weeks and then comes back, so definitely need to take care of that so this car does not have any more check engine lights. Moving down here, the next thing that is wrong with my e46 is my clutch. My clutch is towards the last leg. If I push it in, where it starts to push back harder is way at the top, and you hear this? My clutch is squeaking a little, so that's something definitely want to take care of this summer, but as mentioned, I can't really do that until I get my exhaust fixed, but definitely want to replace the clutch because the bite point is at the very top, and it just, the clutch doesn't feel that great. Supposedly this is the original clutch, but I tend to doubt it at 180,000 miles, but hey, you never know, so definitely want to replace this clutch and do everything else that I should be replacing with it, like the rear main seal, all the center support bearings, any seals, anything like that, linkage. I want to do all that stuff when I do the clutch just because I'm in there, and honestly the parts are pretty cheap, I mean minus the clutch and flywheel, but all the other little bearings and seals and stuff like that are really cheap. It's just the work, and while I'm in there, might as well get that done too. So definitely something that needs to be done on this car. Another thing that is wrong on my e46 is my power steering reservoir. It is leaking, and yes, it is leaking from the top right there, which most caps do leak, but more importantly, you won't be able to see, but it's actually leaking from the bottom. The lines, you probably can't see, but the lines down there are actually wet, so we are leaking from the fittings that hold those lines in. And I actually do have a new power steering reservoir. I just have not put it in yet, honestly, just been too lazy, but definitely something I need to do and flush my power steering fluid because it's brown. So that's two easy things that I need to do to fix that. The next thing that's actually up on my list to replace are my struts. These struts are some sort of cheap Chinese struts. I think they're called like autoparts.com BMW.com struts. It doesn't even sit, there's a little hole that's supposed to sit in, and the struts are just gone. The car really rides really bad. I've replaced the back ones with Bilsteins, and I actually have the front Bilstein ones to put in. Only thing is, I've never compressed struts. I know I have to rent a tool to compress the actual spring, and I know I want to order some other like the top hats and stuff like that for this car. So that's definitely something that will be coming up, and that should hopefully improve ride quality just a bit, because I know when I replaced the back ones, because one of them was leaking with the Bilsteins, it made the car ride so much smoother. So looking forward to replacing the struts on this car. And going with replacing the struts, after these struts are replaced, this car is due for an alignment. The wheel when I drive is kind of a little off to the right, so definitely this car, once I do the struts after COVID, once we're not quarantined anymore, the car needs to have new struts put on, and then I'll bring it to the shop to have an alignment done, and this car should drive really smooth. Also along the lines of alignment the car needs, the car, when I turn it, when it's cold, you hear like this creaking sound, and I think it's just the power steering rack boots. I think they're just all cracked and they're just old, so I think I just need new boots, which is pretty cheap. I think they're like $10 a piece off FCP Euro, so 20 bucks, and they just go on with these little clamps, and that should hopefully get rid of this like creaking sound I hear when I turn. And it's only when it's cold out, which makes me really think it could be the boots, but also could be something else, so that has to be further diagnosed, but that's what I think for now. Now, you won't be able to see this, but another thing is wrong. I know this list is really long, but another thing that is wrong with my E46 is the rocker panels on the side are absolutely destroyed. Again, you probably will not be able to see anything, but I just want to tell you that these rocker panels need to be cut out, and I need to have new ones welded in. They're severely rusted. Someone actually replaced this quarter before I had it replaced properly, and one thing that wasn't done, they just kind of put it right over the car, and they did not make the car shed water like they're supposed to from the factory when they replaced the quarter panel. So rust just got all up in here, and the jack point's all messed up, and that needs a lot of work, honestly. More than it's going to be more money than the quarters, but something that definitely needs to be taken care of if I plan on keeping this car forever, which I do. But look at these quarters as they were replaced. They look super nice. I'm moving on to another item that is wrong on the car, and that is the side bolsters on my BMW M3 seats. When I press the button down here, nothing happens, and the lumbar, you hear the pump, but nothing actually happens. And then on the passenger seat, you can inflate the side bolster all the way, but it does not deflate. So that's definitely something I need to look at. Not a huge deal right now, but definitely something I'd like to get working, because these seats are plug and play. If you don't have an M3 and put an M3 seats in with the side bolsters lumbar, it is plug and play and just works. So it's definitely something wrong with the seats. And then another item, and this is an issue in every E46, is the sagging headliner. Yes, my headliner is sagging on my new Alcantara headliner, which definitely this needs to be pulled out and resprayed with some 3M spray glue. Don't mind the rest of the car. It's a part for another project that you guys will be seeing in the future. But another thing that this is probably bad on basically every E46 is the sagging headliner, just due to its age. One of the last issues wrong with my E46 is my taillights. My right taillight is actually leaking water in. It's really annoying. This right here, the plastic, the glue or whatever holds it in, it just starts to come off over time, and rain and other water from the environment gets in there. Definitely need to fix that. I can pull it out and try to reseal it, but unfortunately these are just the OEM taillights and they're old. So only real way to get around this is buying new OEM taillights, because any used ones are still going to have the same issue, and they're very expensive, but also the LEDs do look the best on the E46. So just a small annoyance, and definitely something I'd like to take care of, but also very expensive at the same time. Moving on to the final thing that is wrong with my E46, and that is the paint. The paint on this car is awful. It had a Mako job, and whoever painted this, it was done in a single stage paint, and it just looks terrible. It's faded everywhere. There's rust here. The roof basically has no clear coat. I'll give you guys a walk around. You guys have probably seen my car, but I'll point out some of the things that are wrong in the paint. The car really needs to be resprayed. So this is probably no surprise to you, but my roof on this car is absolutely awful. The only good paint is where they resprayed for the quarter panel, but like the door handle, when this was sprayed the first time, they sprayed right over this. This is awful. I have some rust down here on the door panel. None of the clips sitting correctly because the Mako job that did it. I also have a little bit of rust right here, And again, the hood needs to be resprayed. That looks awful. Even when they sprayed the car, they got paint on this piece. Like, this was just an awful Mako job right here. But the only, like I said, the only good spots are where they had a respray for my quarter panel, and that came out really good. But other than that, like the trunk, they tried to buff the trunk, but there was some clear coat failure right here. And the bumper looks just atrocious. Chipping right down here. Chipping here. Like I said, I need new bumpers, and the car needs to be resprayed, and any little imperfection in the paint needs to be taken care of. But again, that's a long-term goal and a very expensive goal at that. So that is everything wrong with my BMW E46. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have anything wrong with your BMW, drop in the comments below. I'd love to see what's wrong with your BMW E46. And let me know if you guys think I have a lot wrong with my E46, or it's really not that bad compared to yours. Give this video a huge thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Like I said, we just reached 20,000 subscribers, and I thank you guys all for your continued support. Also, check out my Amazon affiliate link down in the description, and check out my Instagram for behind the scenes content. That is all I have for today's video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.